Hey everyone, it's Lily here, and I am delighted that you have decided to stop by my channel. If this is your first time on my page, welcome. Welcome. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the notification button so that as soon as I post a video, you'll know about it right away. Okay, and if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. Thank you for sticking with your girl, and I'm happy that I have you here. Okay, so let's get into it. I am approaching my 35th birthday, and I want to share with you 5 major things that I consider to be the greatest lessons that I've learned so far in my the first half of my third decade here on earth. 5 major lessons that have stood out to me up until this point. Now, before I get into it, I do want to say that this is who I am. My experience comes from a woman who is Afro-Caribbean. I'm from the corporate Republic of Guyana, right? I am an African American also. I've been raised in this culture. I have been raised in the church, in a Christian church. I've also been in school, in the education system here in New York City. I also teach in the education system here in New York City. I, I, this is just, I'm just giving you guys a scope of who I am so that when you hear these 5 things, you know that it's coming from different places. It's coming from my place as a woman. It's coming from my place as an educator. It's coming from my place as a student. It's coming from a place of a church member or a non-church member. It's coming, all of those spheres are coming together to create this top 5 that I wanted to share with everyone. And so with that being said, I hope this blesses you. I hope it encourages you to be kind to yourself and to be kind to the people around you. Well, you know that being kind to yourself enables you to be kind to others. So enjoy. Okay, number 5, and this is borrowed from Dr. Harney, and it says, stop demonizing disconnections. Don't demonize disconnections. What do you mean? You might be in a friendship, you might be in a relationship, you may be connected to someone whose season in your life is up. You just feel it, you just sense it, just doesn't feel right anymore. Don't be afraid to let that relationship go. You don't have to do it in a nasty way. You can be nice about it. Don't be afraid to let it go, because you're holding yourself back when you continue to hold on to relationships that no longer serve you and that no longer serves the other parties, right? You're completing your healing by making those healthy choices and moving forward with healthy decisions for yourself. So don't demonize this connection. Number 4, and I know you guys have probably heard this before, but it simply says, do not put all of your eggs in one basket. Don't do it. Shop around. I keep hearing that song all day today. My mama told me, you better shop around. Shop, 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 shop. Don't put all of your eggs in one basket, whether it's a personal relationship or a professional relationships. See what the world has to offer, because when you do that, you're expanding your options and you're also learning to know what you like and what you prefer. So don't rob yourself by buckling down to one thing before you learned about everything else and what the other possibilities could be. Okay? Don't put all of your eggs in one basket. Because next thing you know, you need eggs, and that one basket ain't. Anyway, that's a whole nother word. Number 3, prioritize yourself. What do I mean by prioritize yourself? 2 things, A and B. A, practice self-care regularly. Make it a part of your routine. B, when you feel like you are not in a good place, like you've hit rock bottom in your mind, in your spirit, in your soul, take a break. Say, I need to take care of myself. I need a day. I need a minute. I need a few hours to recalibrate and come back. Because again, if you don't do that, you not only, first of all, you're already at rock bottom, but you're just gonna keep sinking. So prioritize yourself in that regard. Number 2, people are in love with the idea of you, but not actually you. And I know you guys may have heard this before, but what it simply means is people, they love what you might represent, they love what you stand for, but to actually have you be a part of their lives, they're not as forthcoming or welcoming as they were with the idea of who you are. Because if by nature you are someone who stands up, who speaks out, who responds, who asks questions, someone might be like, oh, well, that's an upstanding person, that's a righteous person, that's a wise person to have in my corner. But when it's time for you to get into their corner and everything that you are begins to manifest, the truth of who you are begins to come forth, they can't handle it. They can't handle when you ask questions for clarifications. They can't handle when you speak up about certain things that you don't disagree with. They take it personally. They love the idea of who you are because you were upright, you were outspoken, and you were upstanding. But to have you in their lives, it's a whole different story. So just know that moving forward. I don't know what that might mean for you, but just know in human interaction and social, the natural phenomenon of society is people see you, they learn about you, and they say, yes, I like that person. But you may not fully be accepted into their lives. The totality of who you are, they cannot handle. And it's nothing about them. They may not even know that they can't handle you. But once you get there, and so know that moving forward with your relationships. Number one lesson that I have learned in this first half of my 3rd decade of life. And it is that you are the expert on you. Only you know the most about you. Nobody else knows more about you than you, right? Nobody knows how the enemy attacks you. Nobody knows how oppositions are set up against you. Nobody knows that. Only you know. And there might be people who come into your life here and there and they say, I noticed this about you, I noticed this about you. And they could be right. There are prophets who come and prophesy, but prophets, they know in part and they see in part. But ultimately, you can take from what you learn from them and put it together and say, Lord, this is what the people are saying. This is what you showed me, and this is what I've experienced in life. Bring it together and make sense. Don't just take things from people because they're higher ranking in authority or in education or in their profession or even in their spirituality or in religion, in the church. Don't just take what people have to say because you look at them with high regard because they have an office or a position or a title, especially if it's higher than you. You are the expert. You are the expert. They may be professionals. They may have titles. They may have degrees. Good. Take from them. Receive from them. But then take it back to the Lord and say, Lord, what are you saying? What are you saying about this? What is this? And what does it mean in regards to who I am, who you've called me to be, and how the enemy is coming for me? You are the expert on you. Know that. And make wise decisions based on that. Don't just take what people are telling you or what you believe people are saying. Make wise decisions based on what you know about you. And there you have it, everyone. My top 5 lessons that I have learned so far at this stage in life. Now, there are many lessons that I've learned throughout my lifetime, but I just wanted to highlight those 5. 5 for 35. 5 for 35, right? I just wanted to highlight those. And I pray that it helps you to move forward in life when you're making decisions, that it helps you to move forward in wisdom. You know, knowing these things, and also move forward in prudence. Not only just knowing these things, but using them as a guide to lead you, along with prayer and the help of the Holy Spirit, to make wise decisions and wise choices. So until next time, I want you to be blessed and, of course, be wise.